Okay, great. Well, thank you very much for the introduction. So my name is Jakub Staszak. I'm a CEO of Immod Innovations. I have PhD in chemistry, and I've been working on drug development for almost my entire career. I'm a scientist, right? But today I'd like to talk about a book that we recently published in English called Ovosan. It's a story of a pill or of a supplement that you can download for free at ivosan.com. It brings stories of 20 cancer survivors. And what makes this book unique is that it's not just, the typical like testimonials or something like that. No, those are case studies from the start till the end, with all the diagnoses, all the details, and it's all complemented by perspective of physicians, of these people, of oncologists, right? And there are their perspectives as well on the supplement, right? So I think this is an interesting story for anyone who's undergoing, this daunting reality of, being diagnosed with cancer. Or if you know anyone who is going through this, I think it might be interesting to check it out, right? So now a little bit about the author of the book. It was written by Dr. Eva Pokorna, who's been a molecular biologist her entire career, 35 years. She's been working in cancer research all this time as well. And when she was 35, which was 20 years ago, she was diagnosed with cancer herself, right? And while pregnant. So that was obviously, they just added a little more into the problematic diagnosis itself. She has decided to continue the pregnancy despite this the risk, obviously, to the baby. And this is also when she discovered Ovosan, or its existence, that is. And she's been using it. She has survived. She saved her baby, who's now a college student, I believe. He's like 20 years old. So everything went well. There was no damage, nothing. And she's convinced to this day that Ovosan was instrumental in helping her. This is why she has also written this book. She started assembling stories from other patients, and she was just trying to spread the word, really, and she was doing research herself as well on Ovosan. Now, I said something about myself. I was working together with Chris Johnson, who's an expert on phospholipids, which is one of the key ingredients in Ovosan, and we have been researching Ovosan at Makavert Pharmaceuticals, which is a pharmaceutical company during that time in Colorado at the Anschutz Medical Campus in a lab. We have discovered that Ovosan actually contains a phospholipid that activates a part of immune system called natural killer cells, which was pretty surprising. None such thing has been ever reported before, so this is like a new discovery. And as a result, we have decided to translate this book, bring it to English. I mean, that's also the reason. One of the reasons why we did it is that we brought the Ovosan into United States for sale as supplement under the brand name of CellBB, Cell Boost and Balance, right? And we've added also the perspectives of the scientists from Makavert into the book, into the translation, so that you can compare this modern perspective with what was written before. And I think you would find that it's quite interesting that you could actually explain some of these observations that have been made in the past as well. Now, a little more about the book. I've already mentioned that what makes it really unique is that you have these case studies of cancer patients from the start till the end, complemented with the perspective of the oncologists, of the physicians, right? So if nothing else, it's just interesting to see and to experience, to see the journey from both sides, the patient and the doctor as well. Of course, there is some additional information as well about the Ovosan, how did it came to exist, what it is. I wanted to mention about that as well. What makes this mixture unique, or the bioactive phospholipids unique, is that it actually is inspired by composition in fertilized eggs. It's the early stages of the embryonic development that came with this unique mixture into existence, right? So there's something about that in the book as well. But back to the stories itself, which make it the most exciting anyway. I just made some highlights here. Obviously, there's a lot more in the book. I would encourage everyone to check it out. For example, there was a mom of 11 years old daughter who has been diagnosed with brain cancer, which was only partially operable. The prognosis was really bad for her, but she did survive. And mom is convinced that this was also because of Ovosan. Of course, there was operation as well. There was many doctors. There was chemotherapy. All of it was instrumental as well. But she was convinced that Ovosan was one of the keys to it. Another example is a woman. She was 55 at the time. There was pancreatic cancer that has been operable, so it was removed. But again, she is convinced that Ovosan was key to her survival. But again, she says she's very thankful to doctors. Without the operation, it wouldn't work. Without the chemo, it wouldn't work. Ovosan was just one of many things that helped her. A highlight from the doctor's perspective is that in general, all of them think that what Ovosan does or bioactive phospholipids do is that they help to tolerate the chemotherapy a lot better. So that is a general, I would say, theme underlying all the perspectives of not just the doctors, but also the patients. Now, I promised you that I will tell you more about what the Ovosan is. I already said about the early stages of the embryonic development in the chicken eggs. This is what makes this mixture unique. What the doctors generally think is that it helps the cell regeneration. It just helps you to bring, the right nutrients right to the cells that are especially under heavy stress of going through the chemo. Just make those building blocks available readily and help perhaps to reseal the cellular membranes. At the same time, it helps to regain, the functioning immunity very quickly, which is being damaged heavily, right? On top of that, you have some phospholipids that also activate the immunity, the NK cells, right? Now, what the NKs would do is that they would bring in some anti-cancer properties on their own through the immunity in general. This is just what the immunity does. And it also modulates the immunity. So it helps to actually suppress some parts of the immunity. That's what NK cells do, right? But these phospholipids just help boosting this ability of the human body better. And this is most visible, especially during, this enormous stress of chemotherapy. I think this can actually help to anyone. You don't have to go through chemo. If you go through any kind of difficult health problems, this could help, really. On top of that, this is just to have it making it complete. Obviously, there are some omega-3 and choline-based phospholipids in the mixture as well, which help, cardiovascular and brain health as well. But this is more or less common knowledge. This is just an addition to what I was saying already. Okay, now to bring it a little broader perspective, just beyond those 20 people or cancer survivors, from the book, obviously the people behind Ovosan and now CellBB have been running, multiple clinical studies as well, and with thousands and tens of thousands, perhaps, of patients. And there's one general theme that I've mentioned already: tolerating chemotherapy better. This is what Ovosan and CellBB do in general, and this is very, very broad. Almost every single person that we knew, we actually never encountered a person that would not have positive experience with Ovosan. On top of that, we did some studies in some smaller groups. Those are, I would say, tens of patients, but they are remarkable. So, for example, in pancreatic cancer, we have seen some significant extension of the average survival time and remarkable total remission in few patients, for instance, in brain cancer. So that's good. Obviously, we need to continue this clinical work some more and to map out all the possible benefits and how can Ovosan or CellBB help to people. Now, this is really my perspective, mostly about what makes, what makes me think that the CellBB is a supplement like no other. To me, it's the science validated claims. I did mention something about these bioactive phospholipids, but then the question is, why do they work? One key element is that they are in liposomes, right? So you take the phospholipids, you make liposomes, small nanoparticles out of those. They help you to bring the stuff through your gut to the cell membranes where they can help. So that's a key element, because without that, those phospholipids that your body actually needs would not get there to the cell membranes where they need to reseal. This then in turn helps with providing the cellular regeneration, which especially if you have enormous stress, the cell membranes get damaged or anything, they need to be right there and they can repair and reseal. Then you have the activation part, right? The natural killer cells. That's very important because it helps you to build kind of a shield to defend yourself against infections and stuff. And at the same time, they help modulate some other parts of the immune system so you don't have some overreaction. Anything like autoimmune problem, this can help with, right? We have actually done some clinical studies with people with psoriasis, and there were some remarkable effects on that as well. Okay, so that's pretty much all I have for you. I wanted to thank you very much for your attention. I hope that you would go and to visit iovosan.com and download the book and read it. It's free. I would highly recommend that. It's an interesting story, if nothing else. If you decide to try the CellBB or Ovosan yourself, you can go to the website of the company, immodin.com. And don't forget, if you do, then don't forget to use the 25% discount code that is here at the bottom of the slide. Thank you very much for your attention. And thanks, Elizabeth, for having me here.
Thank you. Thank you, Jacob. And if you could stop sharing the slides, I can bring you back for questions. What a great presentation. Thank you so much. And, these pharmaceutical companies go through so much to research cutting edge medications to help us. So I applaud you for all the work and time and money that's been invested. And I really wish that we can get this into people's hands for people that need it. And that brings me on. Does anyone have a question before I bring Debbie on?
I just had a quick one. I didn't get the name of the drug here in the US.
CellBB, Cell Boost and Balance.
Cell Boost and Balance. Okay, thank you.
And what is the
You're welcome.
cost?
Oh, the cost. So there is multiple discount programs. It's about $100 per box, but it can go
And how
lower
many
than
days
that.
dose is that?
Yeah, that's a good question. So it's good for a month. And but especially if you undergo something like cancer or chemotherapy, then the dose should be adjusted and it should go up. But that could be used only temporarily, So there's multiple dosing regimens. All this is actually described in the book, or you can find more on the website. But yeah, the cost can be it's substantial, but I think it's worth it. And yeah, we unfortunately cannot really make it any cheaper at this point, but yeah, hopefully maybe over time we could. But yeah, it's $100 per 90 capsules.
Thank you.
Okay. And this is prescribed by a doctor, Jacob?
No, it's over the counter.
This
over the
is a
counter.
supplement.
Okay.
So yeah, so no.
Okay.
They're working on making it, maybe you can use HSA account or something like that, but that's still in works. But yeah, it's people have to pay for it.
Can you
And
put
this
the
is-
link in the chat, please? That would
Of course,
be great.
yes.
Thank you so
I can
much.
do it. Yeah, absolutely. I will give you two links, right, to the Immod website with the store and then the book. I would recommend the book, because especially if you're thinking maybe application in cancer, I would highly recommend reading the book.
Okay. Well, we'll keep having that conversation because I'm going to be getting Jacob back again. But in the
Thank you.
meantime, yeah, thank you, Jacob, so much. I think this was a very valuable topic, and he is giving you a 25% discount. So make sure that you take advantage of it. So let me stop recording. Oh, you're watching Discover Brightside. If you want to try Jacob's product, let us know. And we will also post a review so you can review it, because we only endorse products that we review. So make sure that you write us a comment if you're watching on Facebook, Instagram, Google, wherever you get this video. If you want to watch the whole Empower Health series with 25 speakers, make sure you go to discoverbrightside.com/health. And you will be able to see all our 25 speakers with all our 25 great sessions that you can watch anytime, anywhere. It'll be available online for a year until 2026, when we will have Empower Health 2026. So thank you for watching. You're with us. And I will bring on my next speaker, Coach Debbie. And thank you, Debbie, for using my channel to share your story. I respect that. And I really thank you for sharing your story with me. Thank you.